everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in to this very exciting interview. This is a spotlight of the Black Farmers Co-op here at EFNC, Eastwick Friends and Neighbor Coalition. We really want to highlight amazing community organizations that are having positive impact in the Philly area. So here with us, we have Elder Brown, Pastor Thomas, and Monique. Thank you all so much for joining. This will be a quick interview where we can highlight what's happening in the Black Farmers Co-op. So to start, I'd love for each of you to introduce yourself. Let us know what your role is in the Black Farmers Co-op, and then also if you have any experience working with EFNC. So Elder Brown, why don't we start with you, and then we'll go to Pastor Thomas.
Well, good morning to everyone, and thank you for having us. You asked about experience as far as farming. I guess I would be the main one since my grandfather was a sharecropper, and that's how I came up. I grew up in my grandfather's house, and behind that, if there's a good point to being a sharecropper, you are eating organic food. You just didn't know it. We grew everything, and we're healthy. I'm 85 years old right now, and I feel
Wow.
good.
You look great.
I got with Pastor Thomas. We started out doing aquaponics and hydroponics, but then we looked into the inner city, and we saw what our kids was eating. And I talked to Pastor Thomas a long time about it, and this is during the COVID season, and our kids are dying on the vine from the lack of nourishment. And this is what the Black farmers came together to do, is to start putting nourishment back into our schools and our communities. Because I've been to Africa and I looked at Africa and saw how the kids were eating, and some of them not having proper protein. The infant mortality is high. Well, when I came home, I saw the same thing. It's just in a different realm. So thanks to Pastor Thomas, who listened to me and joined in with me, we're where we at right now. And I really
That's
appreciate it.
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
Pastor Thomas, I'm going to go ahead and say
Yes.
pass the mic to you.
Well, I'm excited about what's taking place, mainly because I'm 4 or 5 generations from Eastwick. We were called the Sticks, the Meadows, Elmwood. We raised up on the fields. If we wanted something to eat, you didn't go to the supermarket, you went to your backyard. You get a chicken, you cut his head off, you get your tomatoes and your cucumbers and so forth, and you got a meal. Well, the thing about it is, when we started the Black Farmers, we were looking to bring back to the community what was taken away. I never like to go forward unless we can look back first. And what happened was Eastwick, or Elmwood, as some people called it, went through a major urban development program, which was, I would say, 10,000 families moved forced off the land. 10,000, the largest undeveloped urban community in the history of the United States. And we had to look at what they had done to us. Over 1,100 businesses and 37 churches forced off the land. And they were told that they'll come back. Well, they renamed us. First of all, what they did was a bridge runs right through it. From all the way from Maine to Florida. They had to come through Eastwick to get to Florida. And 95 came right through and left, and they were supposed to redevelop this community. And so the families are still, the families that were damaged by this redevelopment project are still here. And so I, by grace of God and with others, represent those families. And so there's so much more we could say, but that's how the Black Farmers started. We took information when I did families that were really looking forward to coming back home. And they never came. They still waiting to come back. And the city did a survey. They spent over $200,000 doing a survey, something called the Village. And nothing's been done since then. And that's why we want to partner with others who want to be part of the Black farmers. And it's much more I can say.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sure. How long has Black Farmers Co-op been around? When did it start?
About 4 years now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But one of the
So,
things, okay,
yeah,
I
go ahead.
meant to mention, to schools, community centers, city council, the mayor, all have sanctioned the Black farmers going forward and working in the community. And we're willing to work with anybody because it's about a change of the way you think. And
Yes.
when you think right and live right, you eat right.
Amazing. Thank you. And Monique, I'd love to hear from you if you could introduce yourself. And you are also now a board member of Eastwick Friends and Neighbors Coalition, correct?
Yeah, that
So
is,
let us know. Introduce yourself.
I have rejoined with the Eastwick Friends and Neighbors Coalition. And prior to that, what brought me on board and being able to connect with Eastwick Friends and Neighbors Coalition was through Pastor Thomas and Elder Brown, because we had there was a time way back where we were going up against a powerful developer. And Pastor Thomas led a charge, and we wanted to save our local schools within the community. So merging with him, with us and the Eastwood community, we worked together so that we were able to stop the development from happening in our location.
Wow, that's
Eastwood.
amazing.
So that's my connection to the Black farmers and Eastwick Friends and Neighbors Coalition. So
That's really cool.
yes.
Well, thank you all so much for introducing yourself. And I'm Christelle, by the way. I've been working with Eastwick Friends and Neighbors Coalition, helping with social media and the newsletter. So we'll definitely leave that information as well. We had a wonderful newsletter spotlighting the Black Farmers Co-op. So let's get into more about the mission and, the vision. I know that you all have, how many is it? Is it 5 pillars for Black farmers? So I'd love to pass it to you, Pastor Thomas, because you were talking about, some of the great impact that the Black Farmers Co-op has had on Philadelphia based on your mission.
Yeah, I'd like
Can
to
you
say
tell us a
that
little more?
education, cultural understanding, recreation, housing, these are the pillars to cause a community to grow. You have to have education. You have to have housing. You have to have recreation. And these are the pillars that we've been standing upon to be able to be in a position to rebuild a community. And that's where we stand. One of the history of Eastwick is important because we have individuals that were 5 generations Eastwick, and they were told that you can move, but you make room for you to come back.
Yeah.
Our mission is to bring it back because all over the United States, they did something called the Philadelphia Plan. The Philadelphia Plan was how can we move people out of one section of the city and move them to another area. The name, excuse me, the name Penrose Park had nothing to do with Eastwick. It was South Philly. They wanted to make this a urban, what I would call something for the outskirts. They wanted to make it where people from South Philly could have a suburb to go to. The name Lindbergh Lindbergh is a singer from the South Philly. Had nothing to do with Al Eastwick. They changed the names. They forced the people out, and we're still here. And there's still land that has to be developed. And this is where we realize we got to come together to develop our community. We work with city council, with the school district, community groups. We work with public officials. And so Black Farmers are really here to stay.
It's amazing. Thank you so much. And such a powerful mission. Elder Brown, I would love it in our last few minutes if you could tell us about the different, I know you have 5 farms within the Southwest Philly area, and you have your farmers market. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? And then, in general, the impact that you expect this to have on the community, bringing clean food into the community.
So, Monique, are you going to answer that, or do you want me to answer
Well,
it?
you can answer any part of that, Elder Brown, and then I think we can probably wrap up with Monique. Anything that you don't cover, she can
Okay,
cover.
I'd just like to back up a little bit on what Pastor Thomas said.
Sure.
You know, we've got to look at what happens when you feed our children this GMO food and pesticides over a long period of time. And then
Yes.
you look at the generation like ours, me and Pastor Thomas, who came without all that. And I have some of my young kids that look older than I do. And I think it's plainly written that whatever a man eats, that's what he is. And what they're doing to our young people and us, but the young people in the inner cities, is criminal, simply because they're feeding them this junk food. And on top of the junk food, when they sit down to eat a meal, that meal's not real. And can you imagine what happens to a growing body when you start putting that sort of thing into them over a period of time? Even some of the water that we drink, the plastic, is going into the brain and shutting off the oxygen. We're heading into darkness. And I think Black farmers is a word that's been around ever since the United States came into existence.
Absolutely.
We're just bringing it back up. And it's
Right.
the most important program that's going on right now in America. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to be a part of it, one of the initiators of it. And I must say, the city officials have been very sensitive to this. It's almost like unplanned, but yes, we need this. Where's it been?
Right. Right.
Now, even you that came on and want to interview us, I thank you for realizing the value of starting to feed our kids. One of the things we want to do is to come together as a people, especially in the inner city, and force these supermarkets, not force them, but work with them to serve organic food. Anyone with an ounce of common sense knows that you can't keep putting foreign matter into a living body. And that's what
Absolutely.
we're doing right now. And you can look at the results of our streets right now of some of the actions of teenagers. We don't know why we know why, but we don't have actual data as to why our teenagers seem to be on a mission of killing. And that's very important. So the Black farmers resonates well among our people, as you are witness, and it's necessary. It's very necessary. So that's why I wanted to back off what Brother Thomas said, and a lot of credit goes to him for listening to me. No one else would but him at the time. So I'm just pleased to put all my time in. I don't want no money. I just want to start feeding my kids.
That's amazing.
Help.
That's amazing. Yes, Pastor Thomas.
I'd like to say that relationship with EFNC, I wanted to leave this with you so you can understand where we are. I'm hoping that we can schedule a face-to-face meeting with our team so that we can really see each other, feel each other, talk face-to-face. My relationship was when there was in Closed Pepper School. Okay, I had the key to the school building itself. The principal called me to bring my print program to the school. Meanwhile, there was a lot of political things going on in the community, so we joined forces together at City Council. We did a presentation at City Council, and of course, they decided to close the school down. Anyway, but by God's grace, I've been able to take EFNC and also at the time it wasn't the Black farmers, but our group to Baltimore Harbor to see what it looks like down there, Channing University with the hydroponic program. We built a relationship over the years, but at the same time, in order for us to really go forward, we got to work together.
Absolutely.
And I'm for that because
Yes.
Philadelphia is the next. We got a great mayor, we got a great governor, and soon we have a new president. So
Yes, this is
that's
the
what-
beginning of that collaboration, hopefully.
That's
so
good.
Awesome.
I just want you to know
Awesome.
that we are open for a relationship, and we have to
Yes.
trust each other. We can't, be pulling away from each other. We got to trust each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why we're doing this campaign, because it's so important to collaborate amongst organizations that have similar missions, right? And that is to support the community. So with that, let's go ahead and end this with Monique. If you could share a little bit more about the summer youth program, the farmers market, and then I'll share about the community meeting and we'll wrap up.
I wanted to state the Black Farmers Co-op has a summer youth program that started in July, where we had a interview this Monday on the local news, and we had our students come out to see what one of our farms looks like in the, I guess, like at 42nd and Girard. That was one of the places. So we have 5 farms that are in our cooperative. And the youth program is helping us to bring showing them how to plant, showing them how to compost, and showing them how to maintain a garden. The students receive stipends for doing the work and doing the work. I don't have pictures, but I'll send you where on July 7th up until, I'm going to say today, they planted sunflower seeds, they planted gazanza beans, they planted wheatgrass, and just to see
Wow,
their
so
faces
cool.
when I brought it back in on Wednesday for them to see them. So we have the 5 farms. The youth program is teaching them how to, take the food from the soil to the table. Is that concept?
That's amazing.
Learn to be sustainable. And then we have a farmers market, which is twice a month at 52nd and Pine. We do a farmers market, and that goes it'll end in November. So that's
What
another.
day is it
It's on
on?
Saturdays from 11 to 3 at 52nd
Okay,
in Philadelphia.
awesome.
It's twice a month on Saturdays.
And is that a collaboration with all of the farms?
Yes, we are getting the farms up to par where we're able to get produce from them, or we connect with other vendors that do get the food is all organic, and we collaborate, like you said, with the partnerships, collaborate with them to bring the produce there and
Yeah,
to distribute at a very affordable price for people.
amazing. And I love how this is full circle back to, what Elder Brown and Pastor Thomas were talking about, especially with the youth right now and the consequences over generations on generations of not putting the care and priority into what's being put into our bodies. So this is really amazing. Yes, Pastor
I got
Thomas.
one more
please.
thing I want to make mention. Academy of Natural Science. We've done 2 programs with the Academy of Natural Science. We were featured on Fox 29
Nice.
this past, was it last week, Monique? Time go by so fast.
Yes, it was Monday. It was Monday.
They did a live
On the
broadcast Fox 29 on Black farmers. And we had all our farmers there and so forth. So the mayor she spoke on one of our programs. It wasn't the cabinet of science, but it was generational wealth
Right. At
program
Southwest Leadership Academy School. Yes.
at the school. And she came and spoke for us about generational wealth. And when she's going to make her announcement that for home ownership, she chose that same location to announce it to the city of Philadelphia. So there's a lot of things
Amazing.
we've been doing,
Yes.
and it's really taken off on its life of its own.
Well, it's really an honor to be able to interview you all and get this information so that we can get it out there, right, in video form. So we will share this video on multiple social media channels. Please feel free to share it among your community, and yeah, just looking forward to this being the beginning of future collaborations, of course, not just with EFNC, but other organizations that, we're pulling together here. So thank you so much. I want to honor you for your time and your presence. And thank you, Monique, for making this happen.
Thank you,
And
Mary.
finally, I just want to share that EFNC is hosting a community meeting next Thursday, July 23rd, from 6 to 8 p.m. And there will be a representative from the mayor's office, as well as Council President Kenyatta Johnson will be there as well. So we hope that you all come, and we hope that you can invite your community as well to come speak their concerns, ask questions, and we're looking forward to that. We also have another one that we're planning on September 11th, where we'll be discussing microplastics. I think that'll be something that you all would be interested in, the harmful effects of microplastics in the body, especially in youth. This is something, Elder Brown, that you brought up. So thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and end it here. Thank you.
Thank you.